We got a massive week ahead of us, and in this video I want to keep you guys prepared for this week, what to expect this week, technical analysis wise, as well as the economic catalysts, because we have a lot of catalysts this week, like the inflation number, as well as a lot of earnings. We have bank earnings, and this is going to be huge, especially with the recent collapse of Silicon Valley and with all of these banks that are reporting earnings this Friday. My job and my goal is to keep you guys prepared for this week. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to follow me on Twitter, and this video is timestamped. So let's get started with the inflation catalyst. So this week, on Wednesday, pre-market, so 1 hour before a market opens, we have the inflation number. And it's really the same drill. You always go to cnbc.com 1 hour before market opens, and the number will be on cnbc.com on the newest headline. Now, as well as for the numbers, the forecast is 4.2%, and the previous is 6%. So if it's 4.2%, that is good, but anything above 5.2% is bad. And especially if we see a higher number like 6%, that is going to be really, really bad. So for our inflation number, we want the year-over-year inflation number to be 5.2%. Now, I have this website which kind of tracks gas prices, and this website basically shows you what gas prices were like a month ago or 6 months ago or a year ago. And I'm looking at this chart and I'm looking at this data, and I'm seeing that average, a month ago, the average gas price was $3.46, and the current is $3.60. So just by that simple analysis, I'm a little bit just expecting inflation to just kind of be a little bit up. Now, definitely not 6%, but I'm just having that expectations that it's not going to be a great number, just like probably like a decent number. But we could go in very, very in depth for that. But on Wednesday, we also have FOMC meeting minutes. So basically just kind of like a report of what the Fed is thinking about the market and the economy. And then we have the initial jobless claims that is going to be really good for the job market. And then we have the PPI on Thursday, 1 hour before market opens. Same thing, it is producer price index, another inflation number. So this week, what we are expecting is, during these days, pre-market, we're going to either gap up or gap down, and we're going to have huge swings when the market opens because of these catalysts. So if you don't want to trade and you don't want to risk swinging and trading through these catalysts, kind of my advice would just be, just don't trade, because we have a lot of catalysts going on into this week, and especially on top of earnings. Okay, we are beginning earnings season. So this is a time when companies start reporting earnings, and we have the banks first. So on Friday, we have a very hectic schedule. We have United Health Group, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, BlackRock, Citigroup, PNC Financial, and First Republic Bank. And this is actually huge because a lot of these banks are down a lot, and especially First Republic, this is trading like a crypto. Okay, this is literally trading like a crypto. If we take a look at the first month, the monthly time frame for First Republic, it's down 82%. It is trading as a crypto. So this is going to be very interesting because the last earnings report for Credit Suisse, which now is doing really, really bad, the SEC kind of stepped in and said, hey, don't report earnings. So it's going to be a lot of fear, possibly, but just beware of a lot of these uncertainty with banks and their earnings. So we're going to have banks starting off the earnings, and especially next week, you'll be seeing a lot more earnings. Okay, Netflix, Tesla, Morgan Stanley. We're going to have huge companies reporting earnings starting this week, all throughout the month, because this is earnings season, and this is the time when companies start reporting earnings. So this is going to be a very volatile week, especially next week and rest of the month. So that is two catalysts and two really important things to really keep in mind of. Now let's get into the technical analysis and into the chart. I definitely do have a lot of setups. I have some day trades, some short-term trades, just based off trend, as well as some continuation plays that I want to take a look at, and as well as a huge long-term play that I'll be making a whole video on, which is gold and silver. But let's get started on the SPY. So we're taking a look at the SPY, and it's really just trading sideways. Okay, these are the top 500 stocks, the whole market, but we are pretty much just trading sideways, and it is looking very boring because we are waiting for some news. Okay, there's a lot of uncertainty with banks, with bailouts, and the only reason we kind of ran the past couple days is because of the banks bailout. Now we have a huge catalyst, which is the inflation number as well as the earnings, and we are pretty much just trading sideways, but anything above this level at $410, our next price target is $430. So what I would really do is I would go to tradingview.com, use my link in the description, and just check out and just follow along with the charts, because the market really does react with these levels, and this is a solid roof right now, and if we start breaking above and closing above, we can see a continuation to 430. But pretty much SPY, it doesn't look bullish nor bearish. We're pretty much just trading sideways, and it's just kind of just cooling along, and we're just waiting for news, and we are waiting for a catalyst. So really nothing much going on with SPY. Next we have our first play, okay, which is Apple. I already made a video on, but again, very simple, very short concept, but we have this downtrend, and I got puts on here, and my price target is going to be the gap down below at $158. We could also see that the RSI is overbought. I made a whole video on that, so just check that out if you want a very in-depth long video. Okay, next we have Meta. Okay, so this is Meta, aka Facebook, and this one looks very interesting because Meta actually ran up a lot the past previous weeks. We can see that the RSI is definitely overbought, and I'm just looking at a potential short here for Meta, a month out puts or 2 month out. One thing to really keep in mind of earnings, okay, this is a huge catalyst, and that's kind of like the tough part of trading right now in the current market, because we have a lot of earnings. So that is one thing to keep in mind of when we are trading this month. Next we have Domino's, and this is a continuation play. So this is a continuation play to our previous video on Domino's, where it really broke out of the ascending triangle, and now it is chilling, it is trading sideways, and we are looking at a trade above the breakout level to 341 to hit this price target. It looks really nice, and it looks really good. The chart looks amazing. The levels are solid. We just need to hold this level, calls at this area, stop loss if we start breaking below, and then start selling once we hit the level of resistance. So Domino's looks good, and we have this amazing gap at $341. Next we have Walmart with a symmetrical triangle on the daily and the weekly time frame. And Walmart looks really nice for a month out calls. It looks really good and really bullish, especially if we close above the level of resistance. That is going to be the main indicator. And if we do close above, I'll make an updated video on Walmart, and I'll buy in one call. And Walmart looks really nice because especially the past, since 2020, it has really been trading sideways. So for 3 years, it has really been trading sideways, and we are approaching a major level of resistance where we are breaking the downtrend, and if we can close above the resistance, that could be really nice. Now I also want to make this support down below. This is a crucial level of support sitting right around. So if we do break out, and this would be kind of like the test level for a continuation to the upside. So Walmart looks really good for a month out, but the main thing is if we can break and we can close above the trend line. Last, we have gold, and I'm gonna make a whole video on this, but gold has a massive setup, a massive cup and handle, and I want to make a whole video on this. I am already buying gold. I have a gold bar, which I'll make a video on where I'm buying gold from, because we have a lot of recession concerns, and especially during recessions and economic downturn, gold and silver do really well, especially during times of war and uncertainty. Technical analysis wise, we have a massive cup and handle. Okay, we have a massive cup and handle going on over here, and if we can just break out, and again, this is huge. Okay, it's approaching all-time highs. So this is a massive setup since the last economic downturn around 2008, and this looks huge. I'm gonna make a whole separate video on that, but that is pretty much it. Subscribe. Make sure to check out Moomoo, link in the description for free stocks. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe, and see you guys later. Bye bye.